Space is the final frontier, or so they say. I think we found the final frontier in gaming, and it's Eclipse Second Dawn, here on Legendary Tactics. And we're going to show you how to rebox Eclipse Second Dawn. I have to say, this box was bulging when it arrived. I've never seen a box which doesn't close when you buy it, as opposed to after it's been played a little bit. So this is going to be a fair amount of stuff to show you here. We got some cloth bags there for the tech and some rules and stuff. And we're just going to kind of, take it apart and rebox it in a way where you could, give it to a friend or send it to someone you like. This is a great game, and this is a great version of this game. I'm really looking forward to playing this over the years to come. And so we're just going to start with a quick glance at the components. Now, again, there's lots of plastic in this game, as you can see, but everything's organized really well. It's got its own trays, its own, each color has its own individual trays with all the pieces and setup there. Take a quick look at the interceptors here. I'll just spread them out for you to take a look. And you can see that there was really no expense spared. Oh, that was a good catch. Let's try it again. Oh, there we are. Nice. There was really no expense spared with the parts and the components here. And you'll see in a moment. Maybe you can get a quick glance at the tray next door there, the white tray. Each race has its own individual, unique shape to their different ships, and it's just an incredible thing. Is I can imagine if this game is, if you have a full table with the full complement of players and with everyone's pieces on the board, this is going to look really cool. There's a big evil base that starts out in the middle of the map, and just a quick up close of all the components. And as I said, there are a lot in this new version of Eclipse. Now, this is really a reimagining, I should say. It's not a sequel. It's not something which is totally different from what you may have played before. But it's just really taking it to the next level. It's kind of meant to be the definitive version of a classic game, and they put a lot of thought into it. Even the trays have the starting tile and the player aids right there for your particular faction. The tops of the trays, track the resources, and there's lots of counters. And you can see these are a stack of counter sheets here that I'm looking at. And it's quite a fair bit to get through. As you can see, I'm just going to pan over everything, but everything has a spot. Everything has a tray spot, and so everything is really well organized. One of the big issues with the original version of Eclipse was the setup, and there was a lot of fear of bumping the table and sending the pieces flying, and you'd never get it back. But everything here is much more compact and organized and set up, so you don't have to worry about that ever again. And I like to store the space tiles in the wooden, in the cardboard frame when I'm sending it to someone. So just showing you how to do that here. You just hold your hand out and grab the tiles that jumps into your hand, and just fit it right back into the frame where it comes from. Pretty simple. It's all on the wrist, and so that's good. And there's plenty of these sheets of counters. I'll be showing you that in a little bit, as we're going to actually put the shrink wrapping back on. And just this is a bit tricky. It takes a little bit of experience, but once you've done it a few times, you kind of see how it works. You just make sure to pull it tight. Make sure that that's wrapped very solidly around. As I said, everything has a place in this game, and in basically an individualized spot for everything to go, and so it makes it a joy to look at, and a joy to unbox or rebox, frankly. All your favorites are here, from the old game, all the old the races, the human races, and the Eridani Empire, and of course, we have these things to track the resources. They go on top of the trays that each faction comes with. And of course, we do have the planta. Everyone loves the planta. It's a classic from the original original game. So they've got all of your favorites here. Things have been tweaked and modified a little bit, but more just to level out the items that were overpowered and so forth. No big changes have been made. Look at how much cardboard that is. It's quite the stack. But here's the big evil ball that the big evil planet that sits in the middle. We're going to put everything back as we wanted to. It also helps if you need to put stuff away, just hold the tray over top and it'll get sucked back in just like a vacuum. Very handy. I love that part about this game. So you can see everything fits in more or less as it should. You got a couple of cloth bags there. They look really sharp, nice material. And the trays, of course, which organize everything, especially when it comes to the tech. That was always a bit of a nightmare to track down the tech that you needed to outfit your ships. But now they have it all. There's the tech progression tray there and the rules. Very complete. Obviously, they've had many years to refine these, and I think it's going to be the definitive rule set as well. Of course, it comes with instructions on how to actually pack it up, which I thought was somewhat humorous, especially since the box doesn't actually close even after you have put everything back as it was. So we're just going to put the shrink wrap back on here, and while we do that, we want to thank you for watching. This has been NATO with Legendary Tactics, and we look forward to seeing you next time.